Have you ever downloaded a new iOS update buzzing with excitement for all the cool new features, only to find yourself a little let down? Maybe your battery life suddenly takes a nosedive, or your favorite apps start crashing for no reason. Or perhaps you look at the new design and think, what were they thinking? iOS 26. Beta is here. Well, the first developer beta for iOS 26 is out, and the internet has a lot to say. Apple promised us the biggest design overhaul in a decade, a smarter AI, and a more unified experience across all their devices. They called it gorgeous and a major update. But what's the real story from the people who've actually installed it? Are you one of the brave souls who jumped on the developer beta? Or are you wisely waiting on the sidelines, trying to figure out if this update is a game changer or a giant headache? So, today we're diving deep into the not-so-rosy side of the iOS 26 beta. Is the new liquid glass design a revolutionary step forward or a usability nightmare? Are the new features truly innovative, or is Apple just playing catch-up? And most importantly, what are the hidden problems and missing features that you need to know about before you even think about hitting that update button? Stick around as we separate the hype from the harsh reality. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The first thing everyone is talking about is the new liquid glass design. On stage at WWDC, it looked stunning, with its translucent layers and fluid animations. But in practice, the reviews are polarized, to say the least. Numerous users on X and tech forums are pointing out some serious readability issues. This new transparency can make icons, notifications, and even the control center a real challenge to see, especially against a light or detailed wallpaper. The Economic Times even ran a headline calling it an eyesore and Apple's worst look yet. Some designers have voiced concerns about accessibility, with one user on X pointing out that it could be a nightmare for people with dyslexia. And the jokes, they're already flying, with many comparing it to the much criticized Windows Vista Aero interface from nearly 2 decades ago. But the problems with the iOS 26 beta go deeper than just aesthetics. As expected with any early beta, it's buggy, very buggy. Reports are flooding in about significant battery drain, with iPhones getting unusually hot even when idle. There are widespread complaints of apps crashing, and core features like Bluetooth, CarPlay, and even the flashlight being unreliable. In fact, the battery drain was so severe for some that Apple had to rush out a revised version of the beta just days after its initial release. Now let's talk about what's missing. For years, power users have been begging for true, windowed multitasking on the iPhone, similar to what you get on an iPad. And once again, with iOS 26, that wish has gone unanswered. This continues to be a major letdown for those who want their powerful iPhones to be better productivity machines. And what about Apple Intelligence? While there are some neat new tricks, many are calling the improvements to Siri incremental. We're still waiting for that truly revolutionary next-generation AI assistant that can seamlessly anticipate our needs. Some of the new features, like live translation, are being seen as Apple simply catching up to capabilities that Android users have had for a while. The verdict. So, let's bring it all together. What is the final verdict on the iOS 26 beta? Is it the revolutionary leap Apple promised, or a misstep that reveals some deeper issues? The truth, as it often is, lies somewhere in the middle. This beta is a fascinating case study in the tension between ambition and execution. Apple's ambition is clear: to create an interface so fluid and intelligent that it feels like an extension of your own thoughts. But the execution, at least in this early stage, has stumbled. The core of the problem isn't just a list of bugs, it's a potential disconnect with the fundamental needs of its users. This isn't just about a few glitches that will be patched. It's about the foundational choices Apple has made. And that brings us to the first and most visible issue: the liquid glass design. Let's be honest, design is subjective, but usability is not. And this is where liquid glass has run into a wall of criticism. Apple's push for this translucent, layered aesthetic seems to have forgotten a golden rule of interface design. Legibility is king. Countless users, from casual tweeters to professional UI/UX designers, have pointed out that this new look can be an accessibility nightmare. Think about using your phone in bright daylight. Think about users with visual impairments, or even those who are colorblind. The subtle, low-contrast nature of liquid glass can turn a simple task, like reading a notification, into a frustrating eye strain test. A report from a notable tech journal highlighted that the new design, in its current form, fails several web accessibility contrast guidelines. The comparisons to Windows Vista's Aero are not just jokes. They're a serious critique that this new look feels dated and prioritizes flashy effects over clarity. This isn't just a misstep, it's a gamble. Apple is betting that it can refine this before the final release. But it raises a critical question for the company's future. Is Apple's design team becoming isolated in a bubble, creating designs that look great in a controlled lab but fail in the unpredictable real world? Now, let's move past the looks and talk about what iOS 26 beta does. And more importantly, what it doesn't do. The lack of true windowed multitasking on the iPhone is, frankly, becoming embarrassing. In a world where Samsung's DeX can turn a phone into a desktop-like experience, the iPhone, one of the most powerful pocket computers ever made, still treats multitasking as little more than a Rolodex of full-screen apps. Let's hope we get it optimized in the final release of iOS 26 when it gets launched. So, that's it, guys. What are your thoughts on the iOS 26 beta? Are you excited about the new design, or are you concerned about the issues we've discussed? Let us know in the comments below, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more in-depth tech analysis.